Previously on The Sims 4.
I couldn't move him. I couldn't move him. Because of the fire, I couldn't move him. I don't have a fire extinguisher. I don't have a smoke alarm. I don't even have a phone. Alan!
And now continued. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Besserslot and we are back playing The Sims 4 as we try to recover from the intense depression that occurred in the last episode. I know, we're all very upset. Poor Alan Grant burnt alive, and it was my fault. I acknowledge it was my fault. I didn't buy a fire alarm. I didn't do lots of things I should have done. And the poor guy is no longer with us. But we have to move on. We have to move on. I struggled. I walked down the street going, Alan, Alan, Alan. And people called the police and stuff. It was crazy, but still, we have to move on. Nina's a lucky girl. She's no longer going to die, so lucky Nina. But yeah, I asked you guys for suggestions. Obviously the game has to go on for a little bit longer at least, so I asked you guys for suggestions as to who you would like to see next. And there was two main choices. Now I've made this guy about 5 times just to try and get him right, and it is not easy. It's been a struggle. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm getting there though. I am very slowly getting there. That is a weird looking face you have there, sir. So we're gonna go for this guy. No, he's got a clear voice. Deeper than that. Tiny bit deeper than that. I'll do. Default walk and aspirations. Right, we're gonna go. Out of all of these, I think knowledge is the most appropriate, and then probably nerd brain wants to be book smart and handy. That kind of fits. Self-assured. This is a cocky guy. He's an arrogant guy. He's a bit of a genius and a bit of a loner, at least in one iteration. Anyway. So that's how we're going to kick things off. Most of you probably know who it is, and if you don't know who it is now, you will do in a couple of minutes. Now this is where it gets difficult. Building this guy to look like this guy, I've tried. The hair, I can't get right. The top, I can't really get right. I've been through so many different variations to get this guy as realistic as possible, and it doesn't work, okay? It flat out does not work. But we're going to do what we can. The hair is, right, it should be black. Hint, hint, hint. And basically, there's 2 choices. I'm going with this one, and I'll explain why a little bit later on. So face shape's pretty good this time, better than usual. The chin, he has quite a bulbous chin. I have been sitting here with a picture of this guy to try and make this as accurate as possible. There's a way to change like face details, and I can't remember it. We'll bring the chin a little bit. Accessories, this is what we need. Now the guy, no, he's not really this kind of guy, not gonna lie, but he does wear glasses and they are quite like that, although they are obviously black. I'm assuming everyone knows who he is by now. This isn't atrocious. We have to kind of go with the idea that it's a younger version of him, otherwise it simply does not work. There is a way to change skin details, that's what I'm looking for. We get those on. I've had 3 main problems building this character. One is making his face look a little, I don't want to say worn, but like he's aged, you know. He's a haggard looking guy. He's not like all clean cut and stuff. And it's very difficult to make like a messy looking person on this game. I don't like the 5 o'clock shadow, but I actually think we're going to go for it. Yeah, we are. He has a 5 o'clock shadow, so we're going to go with that. 5 o'clock shadow, for those who don't know, is basically the facial hair that you accumulate when you shave in the morning, like clean shave in the morning. By 5 o'clock, you get this light stubble, kind of looks like that. So yeah, there you go. Oh ho indeed, my friend. Ho ho indeed. So let's change his eyes if we can. I'm gonna try my best. I apologise for the fire alarm, for the noises outside, but there's nothing I can do about that. Necklace. Now I didn't realise this. He actually does. Oh my god! Wow. This is what happens when you live in Manchester. I didn't really realise this. He actually has like a stone necklace, and it's green. Now this is actually a dog tag, but from a distance it looks like a green stone, kind of. So that's probably gonna do. The second problem is his hair. Now in one iteration, his hair kind of looks like this, but it's far messier. And in the other, it looks like this, but it's thinner because he's older. You know, his hair's not this thick. But we're going with this one because the other one's bad, and this one kind of makes him look like Alan Grant, and that makes me sad. The final problem is clothing. Now, that was my first choice because it's kind of It's like a leather jacket, yeah? A leather jacket? Wonder who that could be. One sec. So it kind of looks like a leather jacket. But I found... Where's that other one I found? I found this one. And I think that suits, especially him at a younger age, I think he'd be more likely to wear that. And this one shows off the necklace, which he did have. That's quite similar. The only thing that needs to be different is this jacket needs to be darker, and this t-shirt in the middle needs to be a shirt that's unbuttoned down to about there for this particular fellow. Now, I'm not thrilled with the face. Can we maybe add a bit more stubble? Let's see what that looks like. That's actually better. It's not bad. His face is a bit thick. He's got quite a thin face, I think. That's probably more like it. Although I don't like that. It's kind of creepy. It looks like he's got a really small head. That's probably more like it. And also, I don't know if other people have noticed this, because I'm assuming people do know who this guy is. He has quite pointy ears. Now, that might be me being crazy, but I think he's got quite pointy ears. So we're going to make his knees quite pointy. Like so. I'd like to make them pointier. There's one particular scene in the second film he's in, near the end, and it's raining, and there's like spotlights behind him, and he's staring off into the rain like towards the camera, and he looks like an elf. It's incredible. If you haven't guessed who it is yet, it's Dr. Ian Malcolm. And I promise, after about an hour, at least an hour, on the character creator, that is as close as you can get to Ian Malcolm in The Sims 4. I have tried so hard to get any closer, and I just can't. So it's kind of a idealized version of Ian Malcolm, because the problem is it's very hard to make someone unattractive on The Sims. And I don't mean unattractive like that, because I mean obviously Ian Malcolm is not an unattractive guy by any stretch of the imagination. Jeff Goldblum, but I need the face to be thinner, you know. I need him to look a little bit older and more haggard, but that's the best I can do. That is as close as I can get, and I've tried for so long. I'm happy-ish with the clothes. Like I said, this should be a dark leather jacket, and this should be an unbuttoned shirt, and when I say unbuttoned, I mean it should be down here somewhere. In terms of personality, he's very self-assured, very cocky. Obviously, he's very clever, he's a genius, effectively. Aspirations, none of those really fit for me, except knowledge. Only one I could consider going for, so we went for that. And he's a bit of a loner, I think. In the second film, obviously, he's got the kid, and there's everything with, what's her name? And especially in the book, there's definitely hints of, there's definitely something going on, blah blah blah. But in the first film, at least, which is kind of what we're basing this off, except the hair, he's not necessarily a loner. I mean, he's flirty with Sattler and stuff, but you get the feeling that's just him being him, and he's not like looking to settle down or anything. Although he does say, "I'm always looking for the next ex-Mrs. Ian Malcolm," you know, that kind of thing. But I think loner kind of suits his personality at the moment. So that's what we're going to go for. That is Dr. Ian Malcolm, ladies and gentlemen. Play. I've made this guy 500 times. I'm looking. There's a very specific pose which suits him down to the ground. It is none of these. Now, the other suggestion you guys gave me was an evil version of myself. The problem with making an evil version of that's what I wanted. The problem with making an evil version of myself is I made him and I hated him, and it has to be somebody I don't mind playing, which is what I struggled with Ian as well. When I gave him that long hair and he looks like an idiot, I struggled to play as him and like be okay with it. So we're gonna move in. Oh, they look like they'd be friends, don't they? Like a little odd couple. The dark one, the broody mathematician on the left, and the go-get-em outsidey explorer. They look like they'd be buds. Aww. It's really upsetting. I'm genuinely gutted. But it is a new day and a new life, ladies and gentlemen. And Ian Malcolm deserves our love as well. So let's see what we can do. I'm okay with it. I think he looks like Ian Malcolm would at this age. Again, not really facial structure-wise, but I couldn't do much else with it. So let's build him a house. Now, we are going to do a pre-built house again, simply because, one, I don't want to spend half an hour building a house, but two, because I think building a house is something you should do when you've got the money to do it, and if we're living this through Ian's perspective, he's going to build an already done cheap looking house. He's not going to build his own house, is he? So when he's got enough money down the line, he can build his own house and make it exactly how he'd want. But in my opinion, I've got kind of a theory how Ian would go about this house. So what we do is we put the living room in first, obviously. And my idea is essentially cheap rooms, like basic rooms, except a study. I feel his study would be like full of books and stuff, you know, because that's where he'd spend all his time. I'm trying to decide on a design. What I might do, let's have a look around here. Can I move this? Yeah. I kind of like the idea of having a not front door. I mean, it's a front door, but it's not at the front. Okay. So that's going to lead through to the kitchen. Which again would be quite basic, I feel, with Ian. Don't know if he'd buy something called linoleum. Oh, that's beautiful. One day. One day he's going to get a nice house. Maybe one day he'll fall in love. Maybe one day he'll learn to... Now, why could the table not stay there? Seriously? Okay. Let's move the couch down and let's grab that table from here. How do you rotate things? Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no room, is there? There's just no room in this house. We're gonna get rid of the chair. Or we're gonna, yeah, because again, I don't think he's the type. He's not gonna have company around. He's a loner. He just sits there. I don't think he'd probably get a TV. We'll get him a TV at some point. But this is pretty much what I imagine Ian Malcolm would live like so far. Very basic, simple. Let's give him a bedroom. Bloody Nora. Bedroom. Nope. I don't like any of these. I don't think he'd go for a single bed. I don't think he's that bad at it. Don't know which of these he'd go for. Not that one. That's awful. Why is the most expensive one like the worst? That's really nice. Would he go for that? Maybe. I think I could see Ian Malcolm living in a room like that. What's this one like? Probably not the Mod Pod. Although then again, that is kind of what a young Ian Malcolm might go for. Should we go for this? How much money have I got? I've got enough money to do it. Let's go for it. YOLO! No, his bedroom's too big. No. We're going for this one. Okay. Screw you guys. I do what I want. And he'd go for the grey one, obviously. And where's the door? There's the door. Okay, how do I... Right. Let's just put it in. I can always add another door, can't I? I don't think there's anything on that wall. Let's have a look. No, so there's no reason I can't put a door there anyway. Okay. Going well so far. Lovely. And then we need a bathroom. Nice, simple bathroom, obviously. Bare necessities. It's the bare necessities. Sorry. And that has to attach there, I guess. And then we're going to rotate it. And again. And again. That's so stupid. Why did the game let me do that? Just realise that I'm not trying to rotate through the wall because I'm not a weird person. Well, maybe I am, but that's beside the point. Where's the door? Right, there's the door. So that goes there. That shouldn't, I believe, kill anything. Nope. Is that's clear as well? Cool. This is all kind of coming together very nicely, which is strange. And I think he'd have the study, and I think he would have a study at like the back of the house. I think this is where I'm going to put most of the budget. Although I say that, but that's not really that great, is it? Is that an easel? We wouldn't have an easel. Let's go for this one, and the dark one. I'll do. Where could that... Can that fit there? Would that work? I think it might. Ah, bellissimo! Look at that! It's a strange shape, I'll give you that. But it works. It exists. I think if he was going to build a house... Not build a house, I think if Ian Malcolm was going to buy a house, he'd go for something like this. He'd go for something simple, but... I mean, the study is kind of like away from the back and the front of the house as well, so we can get away. All the rooms kind of just lead into each other. Which is fine. I can't really put a door... No, I can't do that. I'm okay with this. I'm not just okay with this. I'm happy with this. It looks good. Okay, let's do some work. Let's go to that. Boop. And let's put an actual front door on. That'd be nice. Nice wood one, I think. We can have some small comforts. Bit of style every now and again. Lovely jubbly. Just going to quickly do... No, we can't do that yet. Okay. I'm curious about the deck. Oh, cool. Don't need it, but I'm just curious. Terrain... Oh! Cool. Oh, this is nice. How cool's this? I never knew you could do this. Stone and pavement. Ah! Oh, this is really cool. Okay, we can put like a little path in. And it's free, more importantly. Okay, so let's make this smaller. Not that small, Jesus. And that's his mailbox, so the path needs to come in from there. And then we can make the rest of it. Oh, do I prefer that? I prefer that. And then a little bit at the end. Do I like that or do I hate that? I actually can't tell. And let's put the flowers over the top. Not what I wanted. That's what I meant to use. Can I just use normal grass? There we go. There we go. I never knew you could do this. Interesting. Now, that is unfortunately very much not symmetrical. That's better. I'm happy with that. I think it's okay. Let's try stick a roof on, shall we? Roof. The roof. That roof. That roof is on fire. I don't really know when I plan roofs to actually not look rubbish. I can't plan roofs to not look rubbish, frankly, so I'm not going to try. Roof there. I'd like a flat one, you know, just... I don't really know how you do it. Can I push that down? And then again here. It's not a truck. I'm going to push this one down as well. And just have like the front bit, I'm going to put it down a bit. That's okay. That's okay. I quite like this little house, I do. Just need a bit of a wall pattern on it to blend that in there. Lovely job. Ian. Oh, not Alan. I just said Alan. Ah, the agony. You're a lucky boy with such a beautiful house. Now, there are important things to build, ladies and gentlemen. The most important of which is a fire alarm. Let's go to the kitchen. How do I have new items? That's weird. Anyways, it's not new. I don't have anything new. I've seen that before. It's the tiki bar. What's that? Wall decoration. Oh, cool. I'm still gonna let him collect things and stuff like that because I think he would as well. Because I mean, he didn't turn up for no reason to the park. You know, he's obviously got some curiosity. Oh my god, I'm gonna build an awesome house at the end of this game. We really are. Yeah. We need some basics. Right, where is the kitchen? Alarm. Smoke alarm. Ooh. Huh. Oh, whatever. I'll just take a fire alarm. Fire alarm. Fire alarm. Fire alarm. Fire alarm. Fire alarm. Right. Ian, look at me. What are you not going to do? That's right. Burn to death. Good lad. Good lad. I'd also like to maybe get a telephone. Can we get a coffee? I feel you'd be a big fan of coffee. Mr. Ian Malcolm. Let's go for the... Let's go with that. I think there's some things he would buy nice. He may be like a humble guy in some ways. I think, you know, he just wears all black and I don't think he worries too much about the excess things in life. But I think there's some things he'd allow himself. He's not going to get a whipped dream cupcake factory. Probably. But I think he'd probably have quite a nice coffee maker. Now, what's he going to do for fun? He's a genius. I'm assuming books give him quite a lot of happiness. I think we're going to try, if we can afford it, and we can, to get another bookcase. Stick it in the living room. I feel like he's that kind of guy, you know? Is there any room for it? Honestly, I'm tempted to get rid of the other things to put it there, but I'm tempted to get rid of the... Yeah, we're going to get rid of this. I don't think he'd have that either, so let's stick a bookcase in there instead. Can I change the colour? Oh, we can! Splendid. Is there a black one? There is! There we go. You're welcome, Ian. You're welcome. That's better. I quite like this. It's a strange shape, but it's the kind of house somebody who lives on their own would live in. This is... I think this works. I do. I think this is the kind of thing he'd go for. The last thing we need to get him is a cheap computer. Now, I don't particularly want to get him a computer. Really? $800 for that? Oh, I need £5. I must have £5. I must have five... I'm going to have to sell some. What's that? Mega couple of books. Okay. I didn't like doing that. That did not make me happy. Because before we end this episode, I'd like Ian to go get himself a job. Also, let's turn auto lights. All lights. Let's have ourselves some electricity. I'm okay. I like the house. I think it suits Ian. I think it's the kind of thing he'd go for. He looks tiny in that room for some reason. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Okay. Ian. What would Ian be? A writer? Again, none of these really feel right. Tell you what, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I like doing this. I like doing this at the end of episodes. I realise this has been a short episode, but we have set up for the next time. I don't really want to pick a job. I want you guys to have a say in this. I want you guys to be able to voice your opinion, basically. So let me know what career you think Ian Malcolm should be. You can always Google Sims 4 careers. I'll try to link it in the description if I remember, which I probably won't, but I will try. And have a look at the Sims 4 careers and recommend a career. If there's anything you feel Ian Malcolm would do. If mathematician happens to be a career, that's what we're going to go for. Out of all of these, writer is... I feel young Ian Malcolm might be a little hipster in some ways, but he'd be quite dark and introspective about it. And that's definitely like a journalist or something. He'd be like a hard-hitting journalist or something. But he wouldn't be a professor, he'd be... I don't know. Help me pick, guys, basically. And that's where we're going to end it. I do apologise. We will do slightly longer episodes in the future, but we're just kind of establishing the great Ian Malcolm to see if he can survive for longer than 5 episodes, unlike Mr. Alan Grant. Oh, Alan. Alan. You'll always be my first love in The Sims 4. Ah, Alan. Okay, thank you very much for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and nice to see you lovely people in the next episode. Cheers, much love, as always. Bye-bye.